So we're back, and off screen I got the rest of the statues I needed to unlock the next worlds. So I wonder what cutscene we're gonna see right now.
Hey Jova, I have a question.
Yes, Deji?
Unless it's a cutscene when Balan gets run over by a truck.
Wait. Hold on, guys. It's integral that we show you this cutscene yet again.
Seriously.
It's the same.
Too like the Polar Express. No, I don't.
It's the same one every time. And again, what does it do? It's just taking us back to the hub world, but now worlds are added. Like, at the very least, have this train take us to different hub worlds, but nope. It's the same hub world, the same cutscene, the same teasing of that one costume that's high up in the clouds, which you can't get unless you do the transition with the Tims.
In terms of little bits like that transitioning from one part of the game to another, shit's bad. When Spyro the Dragon did that shit better back in 1998.
Wait a minute.
That was a PS1 game.
Hold on, Pedro.
Yes, Jova.
Did you cut out Chapter 9?
No, I did not.
What I mean is Wait. So you got all the trophies needed before going to Chapter 9? Because we haven't covered Chapter 9 yet.
No, Chapter 9 was already available before, Jova. I'm going to Chapter 9 right now, as you're seeing.
I did not know that you could unlock the future worlds even before you completed the current set of levels given to you. It's really just a matter of getting enough trophies.
But what I was saying is, Jova, have you pre-ordered the Steam Deck?
I'm actually interested in that, personally.
Because you can play... But don't you want to play Balan on the go?
But that's what the Switch version is for.
You can play at 60 FPS.
Okay, so this level is, you can imagine...
That version's even less functional somehow, what I've heard.
So anyway, as you can imagine, this level is supposed to be the theme park level.
Yes, Chapter 9 is called The Man Who Fell for a Princess. This chapter is one that has an interesting story surprise for us because, well, let's just say the storyline is kind of a sneak sequel to Chapter 6, interestingly. Not that you would know of unless you know about the novel, but
anyway though, unfortunately, here's a complaint I have about this level design-wise. For a theme park level, it's kind of bland in the visuals. Like, when you think theme park, you think all these cool different visuals and rides and whatnot, and what we mainly have is dark sky and maybe some set pieces put here and there. Especially weird when we get to the story section of a chapter, which looks way more vibrant. And I'm not just talking about the fact that it's in CGI rather than the in-game models. I mean, no. The actual theme park shown in the story looks way more interesting than the actual level itself.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I think this one is one of the lesser memorable theme tunes.
Basically, this particular theme park is exactly what you expect. There's a lot of clowns, a lot of bright colors and all that stuff, and of course there's more Nagati for us to defeat.
And that's the thing, it doesn't feel that much like a theme park, honestly. It doesn't even feel like a fiesta. This kind of
looks like the entrance to the theme park.
Yeah, you pretty much summed it up.
I was gonna say, it looks like a city getting ready for the holidays more than anything.
I feel like something got mixed up in the design process for this level.
What? Implying everything else wasn't mixed up.
So anyway, oh, hey there.
Hey, I love that pose he was giving. Oh well, I guess I screwed up.
It's funny because the theme song for this game literally starts with the lyrics, "I cried a lot," which is probably the best way to describe anyone who's played this game.
And now, Iron Panda!
Well, Jeremy, that was probably the reaction of the poor people after convincing Yuji Naka to have to put cutscenes in it.
So yeah, Iron Panda rolls and breaks blocks when you're well, whenever you jump, because when you
Oh
jump,
my
it turns
god, it's BB-8.
because yeah, it's basically BB-8. It turns into when you jump, it turns into iron for some reason, and when it does that, you can break blocks.
So, essentially, sort of like the Stone Tanuki suit from Mario, only not nearly as mobile
the
and
stone
fun.
power up from Kirby.
Yeah, I think that works better. Yeah, more Nagati, yay.
But, yeah, okay, it's hard to compare this to Mighty Number 9, honestly. I feel like whereas Mighty Number 9 is just more outright broken and baffling, this game technically functions the way it's supposed to, but it's in such an embarrassing manner that, well, by going according to plan, it has made an arse of itself.
Mighty Number 9 is also better than the later half of the X games. Oops.
Yes, thank you, Dedge, for your hot take.
That's not really a hot
X8
take. That's.
But X8 was good. Come on. Are you
Yeah.
serious? Are you seriously saying that buggy piece of shit made by a guy who lost his game making talent years ago was better than Mega Man X8?
Yes.
Yeah, nope, I am not going to agree with that. But look, like I said, hot take and all that. But regardless, though, Mighty Number 9
Wait,
is
Dwes,
still...
have you played Mighty Number 9?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I was about to be like, okay.
You know,
Do you seriously think I'd make an opinion like that without playing the game? I mean, who do you think I am?
Yes.
Who do you think I am? That guy who... Actually, there's plenty of guys that did that. So.
Okay. To give Dwibs credit, he's not the kind of guy to just go ahead and spout a take like that without actually giving the game a try itself.
Yeah, without playing / seeing, depending on the medium.
That as well. Also, Dedge, let's not forget, there are some times when you can judge a game without playing it as well.
Rail Runner!
Oh, goody! This power up.
This
power up.
You want to? Yeah, 8 minutes. Want to talk about situational power-ups? This is as situational as it can get. This power-up can only do one thing, which is summon rails in very specific spots. There you go. Situational, like seriously, like for those of you who think Super Mario Galaxy's power-ups are too situational, you haven't seen shit yet.
And also, this power-up sucks because you can very easily die with its usage.
I guess.
Now that's a hot take, saying anything bad about Super Mario Galaxy.
Not really, there's actually
wait. Pedro, I guess you're saying that this part is going off rails?
Alright,
yes.
Shiori, get ready, and go.
If I recall correctly, this costume shows up in a lot of third acts of the levels.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, before Dedge was ever so nice to give me a copy that I now forever own, I played a copy over at a friend's house. That's what I often usually do with bad games. I tend to go find a friend of mine who was brave enough to buy it so that I can experience it without having to pay for it.
So basically, Joe, what you're saying is that one of the first times you've been able to see your friend at his house since the pandemic has been subsided enough for you to be able to actually do that, you played this game there.
Wow, what a great friends you are.
know,
Hey, you're the one who bought Jova the game.
Anyway,
right?
98 miles per hour!
be careful with this power-up because there are points where you do need to switch stuff. And there are some trick tracks that can lead you to unfair deaths as well.
This is the minecart from DKC.
Basically, yeah.
There you go.
And there you go, power-up used.
And that's all. And that's all that power-up does. It does those very specific, very situational.
Why is it a power-up? Why can't it just be a?
Allow me.
Why can't you just a vehicle that you ride on temporarily?
Not Deji. How else do you expect us to fill our quota of 80 different?
Remember, Deji.
You don't need 80 power-ups.
No,
Just
you do not.
Okay, how many power-ups are there in a Kirby game?
Yeah, we've gone through this. We've gone through this. Quality over quantity.
Hold on. I gotta point it out. You gotta love how Pedro wasn't able to collect the collectibles because the animation of him first getting the costume took so long, and because these programmers couldn't be arsed to, let the collectibles stay around enough, he didn't get the collectibles. Like, oh, don't get me wrong, they don't really matter that much, but still, that's like gaming 101 here. Don't do something that blatantly unfair. Anyway, Exploding Clown.
Happy Blaster is, as Jova said, a clown that self-destructs. So that's it. It's basically a way of killing enemies by blowing up into a small radius, and that's it. That's all it does.
Let me guess, you're gonna swap out one of these customs for Frost Fairy, aren't you?
At some point, yes.
So, Pedro, I'm curious, what is your favorite?
I think I'm gonna do it now. Actually, right on cue, Job. I'm about to do it right now. Actually.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. That's sort of my gameplay mentality with this one. Stack up on the Forest Fairies, and have plenty of them to go. And then as soon as you end up swapping it out, of course, swap it back in as soon as you don't need a particular costume.
Yes, Dad.
Like I said.
No.
Oh, okay.
Look at that again. Frost Fairy makes stuff so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I'd say just stick with AirCap, but Frost Fairy works slightly differently. Like I said, you can actually do it so that you can literally.
Oh no!
Your jumps
Look at that platforming. Looks like I have to time my jumps. Right?
Yes.
Or
maybe I can just fly.
Oh no!
Hey, when are we gonna do Mario Odyssey?
When I'm gonna do Mario Odyssey, eventually. I would like to start first with Mario 64 since I have the HD port on my Wii U, like the fan-made HD port. I mean,
basically, that's me and Pedro share Mario recording duties here and there. One of us is going to do Odyssey eventually. Why?
Yeah, I'm just like this game just feels like an inferior Odyssey.
This game is
said from the get-go. For a game that gave a lot of people Nights Inklings, it just ended up being a watered-down Mario Odyssey and had in time.
This game is an inferior everything, basically. Literally everything, because it's trying to be so many things at the same time.
Oh, look, guys, a Ferris wheel. Those are at theme parks, right? And it's in the background instead of, in the level itself. Again, like Dead said, this is more like the entrance to a theme park than the actual theme park itself. And for a theme park level, that's kind of blasphemy to have only that.
Basically, yeah.
Hey, Naka, Takeshi Iizuka called. He said to grow a Twilight Twinkle.
I think he's Takashi, not Takeshi.
Takashi Iizuka. Yeah. Seriously though, like I am not.
Honestly, Jova, though, at this point, I'm just wondering. At this point, it's pretty much a contest of who people really don't like more in terms of game development. Yuji Naka or Takashi Iizuka. Yuji Naka because his ideas are outdated, and Takashi Iizuka because LOL Sonic sucks.
Like I've said, Iizuka between the two is the one who deserves it the least. Again, there's not really been any proof to show that he is responsible for what's wrong with the game design. Again, he clearly was not as involved in Sonic Forces as a lot of people.
Team, so unfortunately, he's the fall guy.
And like I said, it's unfortunately about him getting kicked upstairs. Like, yeah, he's technically the Overseer, but because he's the Overseer, he doesn't get to be as hands-on with the likes of Sonic or Knights as he probably would like to be.
And let me remember, that's exactly why Naka left Sega, because he didn't like being in that overseeing position. He prefers to be a hands-on man.
Yeah, here he is being a director.
And not only that, he's not even on the team that's directly programming it, because again, it's like with Mighty Number 9. Balan Company, they're just calling the shots here and there, but ours are the ones doing the actual developing. And unfortunately, unlike Mighty Number 9, I can't even say that the
is just basically a name.
Well, that's my point. It's like with Concept, essentially. They're sort of calling the shots from the shadows here and there, but it's ours that's actually doing the actual legwork. And unlike with Mighty Number 9...
No. Hold on.
Yes?
What's the best part I could... Think of it like, you know how when Sakurai made Kid Icarus Uprising and there was a company called Sora?
Yes, Sora Sakurai.
Yeah. It's basically like that.
Well, that's like I said, this is pretty much a Mighty Number 9 case, essentially. Like, Balan Company are the concept. They're the ones who came up with the ideas, but Arzists are essentially the equivalent to Inti Creates with Mighty Number 9. They're the ones doing the actual dev legwork. The difference is that, unlike Inti Creates, Arzists don't have a good pedigree. I seriously do wonder what were Square Enix thinking when they hired Arzists for this game.
Remember, Joel.
No, seriously, it was because Oshima. That's it.
Yeah, because Naka wanted to work with Oshima, so...
I get the feeling maybe that he should have just gotten Oshima then, instead of...
But Oshima is the CEO of his own company, so it feels like a package deal.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, because I've always heard of package deals for stuff going really well.
Again, look.
There's a joke about England there.
Yeah,
I can't think
pretty
of one.
much. Revolutionary War, but seriously though, this game is just a shame. Oh, right. What is the gesture costume? Do you remind me?
The gesture
I don't know,
costume?
It makes you feel like a clown for playing this game.
Okay, those guys, Pedro. The costume that those guys are based off.
Oh, that basically.
Swapped out for Frostberry.
Yeah. Basically, it throws a projectile that hurts the enemies. Basically.
Oh, so the slicer one from Chapter 3. Got it.
Basically.
So I guess you get that costume if you want to have the power of the slicer power up, but you don't like slices.
If that helps you, sure.
Come on, there we go. Hey, it's technically not.
Who needs figuring out how to level design? But there's another entire way I'm supposed to get through there, but I couldn't be bothered. So.
A bit dangerous to get that Balan trophy.
In that case, fuck it. I'm not gonna get it.
Is there one where you can? Are there any of these powers where you can slow down time?
The Chrono Bunny.
Yeah,
But that
Chrono
one
Bunny.
works
Alice in
very
Wonderland
specifically.
reference.
Very good.
Okay.
So why not use that?
Because the Chrono Bunny only works in specific. Again, it's a very situational power that only works specifically in World 6.
Yeah. Now, what would really help out is the Balan costume to get all these Balan trophies. But, well, getting that costume is, well, like I said, it's comparable to getting the Dream Ship in Super Mario Bros. 3. One of the most infamously cryptic tasks to do in a video game.
Not even just that. It's a very dubious proposition in general, because if for whatever reason you get hurt and lose the outfit, you can't just go back and get another one. No, you have to repeat the whole team process, or the whole team raising process all over again from the start. So, no thank you.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, again, don't stay on that for too long, otherwise you'll die. And I don't like the draw distance with these tracks either. The blur does not help being able to focus.
Yeah.
Like, just have the character move fast. Don't add this annoying blur
It's supposed to
effect, which
show
can
how
make it-
accelerating it is.
Hey, you know, the Sonic Boost games can do that without making the level design feel too disorienting to look at. So what's this game's excuse?
It's not a Sonic game. Oh, no,
It's
it does
a
have
Sonic
similar.
game.
It does have similar themes. Not similar. Oh, what's the word?
And of course,
Threat
here's
to a
the
Sonic game.
and of course,
As in good idea, bad execution.
yeah, basically.
Honestly, there are a lot of games that can.
And there you go.
But considering
Yeah, I mean,
who's
also think
involved in this,
It's not exclusive to Sonic. I mean, hasn't Yuji Naka post Sonic also made not very good games?
yes, I know it's not
before this?
exclusive to Sonic, but considering who's involved in this, the DNA is in it.
And like
Honestly,
clockwork,
no,
there's a giant
no,
version
no,
of the
no.
man, of course.
The DNA is not in it. As far as I'm concerned, Naka's been divorced from Sonic enough. He just may not have been as good as we thought him to be. Or, you know, he lacked the team he had back in the Sonic days.
Yeah, it's like video games are a team effort. It's not just one guy solely responsible for everything.
Hey guys, did
That's
you know?
that's something I wish people. This isn't about us. It's just something I wish the community as a whole would get, would understand. It's like, no, Yes, Kojima did work on create Metal Gear and whatnot, but he also had a team behind him.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys know that Yuji Naka not only programmed the game, but he also provided the catering?
Oh my god! Oh my god! They couldn't even get a proper animation of you in that costume for that.
To be fair, what kind of animation would you even have for him grabbing that thing in that outfit?
I just love how silly it looks, but I should probably mention, you may have noticed that the character's regular walking cycle, when they're in human form, feels very derpy in a way. Like, it looks unnatural and odd. That is because they programmed it so that it could pretty much be translated to any other costume here. Now, if they probably had more oomph to it, they could have programmed it so that the walking or running animations don't look so awkward. But screw it, this is Balan Wonderworld. Logic don't come to live here. And now we have one that looks more like a haunted mansion instead of an actual theme park. Like, okay, devs, did we miss the memo on what this chapter was supposed to be?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait. Were you talking to me specifically, or?
No, he was talking in general.
No. I said the devs, actually, not Dej.
2115.
And go.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, I know it's a bit of a... No, actually, no, I wouldn't even consider it a nitpick. It's just, why does this level have nothing to do with the actual setting of the chapter?
Is this the level Ghostbusters theme stage?
No,
Not really.
No. That's what the firemen know. But again, like I said, for something that's supposed to be theme park oriented, this is a haunted mansion, and I get it.
Haunted mansions are in theme parks.
That being said, what the actual story of this chapter has to do has nothing to do with a haunted house or anything. So why not, the entire theme park as a whole instead?
I get. Okay. Let me try to justify this. Well, you see, this man has been traumatized. So, because of his experience in working in a theme park, the best place where you can find solitude is inside a haunted mansion.
That would be a good explanation, Dej, if that actually was his trauma. No, that's actually not.
No. His trauma is that he's a simp.
That has nothing to do with working in a theme park.
No, but
being haunted.
it's what he's associated with since he's a clown.
Why would he be associated with a haunted house then if he's a clown?
Because dark theming.
Look, Dead Scissors. He's one of those wholesome clowns, not a monster clown. Seriously.
I know, but at the same time, it's still part of the amusement park.
I
feel like you're looking too deep into it.
On the opposite end, I think you're pulling a bit of a stretch to counter argument.
You pulling a you?
Anyway,
Anyway, Dej.
So we have a robot outfit.
What does it do?
It does a little. It kind of does the butt attack that Mario 64 has, except it does it.
Oh, you mean pounding pig from earlier?
Yeah, except it doesn't do it on specific panels. It's just mostly for other things. I guess.
But seriously though, Dej, honestly, it's not really a nitpick when you consider that other chapters theme themselves better. You don't need to go out of your way to defend everything about this game.
I'm not defending. I'm just just trying to have fun with it.
You know what? Good on you for that. It's a case similar to Mighty Number 9. Every time I try to have fun with this game, something stupid comes up which prevents me from having fun with it.
Have you tried out Mighty Gunvolt Burst yet?
Yes, and it's good. Actually, Dej, I actually complimented Mighty Gunvolt Burst in a previous part you weren't in on. It's like I said, actually, Dej, I guess now's a good point to ask. Which do you consider the worst of the two, Balan Wonderworld or Mighty Number 9?
Dej?
Oh God, he has to think
I think he's thinking.
Okay, so in terms of management, it's Mighty Number 9.
Okay.
Because
for
I
worst
feel
one-
as if the game itself, I feel like the game itself is perfectly fine. It's just everything surrounding the game. It was terrible.
Also, if I may, as somebody who hasn't played either, from what I've seen of both, well, I would maybe say from an outside perspective that Mighty Number 9 is better, because at least that game was trying to be something. I'm not quite sure what this one is doing.
They both. My number 9 was just basically trying to take the best of Classic and X. Unfortunately,
It didn't work out.
well, yeah, because 1, they didn't know how to balance a budget, and 2, they got too ambitious. Balan is basically, yes, Balan is basically, okay, I've played a whole bunch of games that people like, but I don't understand what made this special, and I'm stuck in a design philosophy that has been outdated for 30 years.
Yep.
So, yeah, I guess in a way you could see Balan Wonderworld is the worst one. Like, at least Mighty Number 9 didn't feel so outdated. I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, it was just, again, I feel like Mighty Number 9, it just needed some polish. Like, you didn't need the voice acting. You didn't need to make Ray a DLC thing. Just you didn't need to try to level 5 it.
I will say this though, Ray was honestly more fun to play as than Beck, except for the god awful way her health worked and all that. But other than that,
It's Venom from Ultimate Spider-Man.
just
I mean,
done.
yeah, well, that's the thing, though. I mean, yeah, it took a few years, but at this point, if I wanted to play something that Mighty Number 9 was, I think, meant to be, I just play Mega Man 11 at this point.
Yeah.
Basically.
But you have to look at the circumstances.
It's got
Honestly-
everything Mighty Number 9 had: the voice acting, the somewhat slightly more story than you'd expect for a classic series game, and then some new mechanics, except they're all done better.
Honestly,
Yes.
I'll even take the Mega Man X games over Mighty Number 9. I know Dead is definitely going to come after me for that, but no, I consider all the X games better to play than Mighty Number 9. Sure, yeah, you have to
Well,
break some
I
of them.
can't.
Well, okay.
If I have to break a game in order for it to be fun, it's not a good game at its own.
Well,
I
well,
feel like
well,
that with
Joe,
Mighty
if
Number
there is-
9 as well.
Well, Jover, if there's one thing that I'll slightly deviate from, is that I can't see why anyone would prefer Mega Man X6 over Mighty Number 9.
I thought you were going to say X7 because that's the more popular one to hate.
Well, that's the thing, though.
Well, they're both bad.
X6 and X7 are both bad for different things. X6 because of how random everything is and how nonsensical everything is.
You're including the story?
Well, everything except the music. Whereas X7, I mean, trying to turn X 3D when you already had Legends for that was a bit of an iffy idea in the first place. But the execution was even worse.
Since Buddy's going
Not to-
downstairs to ball.
Not to mention, it's like what Johnny said. The game's so bloody slow. Even playing it on the Legacy Collection with the new easy mode turned on doesn't
Oh wait,
make it any more
guys!
fun.
Important cutscene. Lance is going to do what he does every other time with this cutscene.
Behold, a Nintendo Switch. Oh.
The Lance from Pokemon was more interesting than you.
Knowledge.
Okay, that's the thing.
Which Lance are we talking about?
The Dragon Master one.
I know, which incarnation?
Any of them.
Because the one in the manga is a legit psychopath. You know what his goal is?
To kill all the dragons.
No, kill off humanity.
Or even his
And
own
yet he-
cousin.
Well,
Yes.
okay. To be fair, Dwibs, I wouldn't be surprised if his.
Well, to be
cousin is
fair,
the-
Claire wasn't invented at that point.
Oh, okay, Dwibs. Let's be honest. his cousin is probably the reason he decided humanity had to go.
Oh no! It was because he saw Dratini's die because of pollution. It's like, well, time to kill humanity. He forms the Elite Four, and their plan was to summon Lugia to kill everybody.
This part is fucking bullcrap because every single. By the way, what the fuck happened there? That's the first thing right there. Second.
Yeah.
Those platforms, all they really do is basically just fucking spin around, and they're nearly impossible to go through unless you get lucky because you have little to no perception of everything. But I'll explain better when we get back to it.
Bullcrap like this reminds me why exactly this game sucks.
But go on.
So basically, Jova, what you're saying is Claire constantly throwing a hissy fit every time she loses a gym battle annoyed Lance so much he became a psycho.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, honestly, given how terrible Claire is, sure.
She
is slightly better in Pokemon
the anime. No, and the animation is a completely different character, and honestly, it's for the butter.
All right, so
it's like no, they can't.
For Pokemon Master Switch, that's after she gets her character development.
So let me explain this.
She's still a bit hung up every now and again, but that's about it.
Every one of these things has two windows, which basically, for all intents and purposes, are basically holes with bottomless pits under them. Here's the problem. They're always spinning, so as you can probably guess, basically you have to handle the fucking multitude of constant jumping, and and since everything is constantly spinning, it can be quite taxing on your eyes.
I feel like this would have worked better if the character had better move speed as well. I know that it's technically improved from the demo, but that still is pretty slow by platforming standards, which can make navigating those annoying.
I'm not even kidding. I don't even entirely know exactly how I got through that.
So now into the Sun Tree.
Also, one more thing about the Mighty Number 9 comparison. You know what makes Mighty Number 9 better than this?
Nothing.
You can use multiple buttons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually mentioned that too in an earlier part.
Alright, so now it's time to learn the story of this world.
It was made by a boy.
Okay.
Pripk.
Wow, this looks way more interesting than the actual level, but whatever. Let's see the story. The story of a clown
who fell over. Someone gave him a balloon. And then they fell in love, I guess.
No, he fell in love, but he's too afraid to confess his love. And
then he died.
And that's what makes him go mad. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay, look, I get it. For a lot of people, it can be a legitimate issue. The problem is, again, how this comes later down on the scale after Chapter 8, where an entire woman's family died. I'm not saying that you can't have them in the same game, but putting them, right smack dab next to each other on the story thing is weird.
I mean, that'd be like if you had a level where the aim was to stop the end of the world, and then the next level was to resolve a tax dispute.
So, you may have noticed, though, that princess looked a little familiar.
Wait, wasn't that the plot to Ace Attorney 3 at one point? One case where you somehow saved the world.
Yes, that was case 3. But anyway, though, so you may have noticed that the princess looks familiar. See, the novel reveals that is Cassandra, but grown up. AKA
the little girl with the kitty.
Mind you, here's where this means that time travel is actually a factor in the theater here. Because the Cassandra we actually interact with in her own world is her in her younger years. But as you can see, Cassandra here is much older, which means that she must have gotten out of the Balan Wonderworld theater at some point to have gone on to become the older princess, even though she supposedly is trapped in here by Lance. Which, is basically explained by, you're here momentarily, but then you bust out eventually and it's like you were never gone before, even though that doesn't make any sense. But, like I mentioned, Cassandra is tied to multiple worlds here. To the point where she's more of a main protagonist than Emma is in the novel. Like, that's ironically the one thing Emma has going for her in this game. She actually, I guess the fact that she control her makes her more of a main protagonist.
Basically, yeah. The big problem is that, again, they don't really... not just say this little girl, this whole thing about Cassandra being older in this chapter compared to how it was in chapter 6 is gonna unfortunately bring some problematic issues in by the time we reach the end of the game, because it's
Yeah, I love Kingdom Hearts for Dream Drop Distance and
Well,
it's time travel.
that's not what I'm talking about, though.
Oh, no, I was just referring to what Jofa was talking about. I was like, yep. Trying to make time travel needlessly complicated.
Oh, that. Well, yeah, sure. But I'm not talking about the time travel itself. I'm talking about the fact that in the ending, when we finally get it to everything, Cassandra is in her younger version, and the boy who's in love with her is still an adult, supposedly. So that's kind of... It
leaves me also wondering, how does the time travel actually work? Like, okay, they're implying that she got out, but again, she only gets out when Leo and Emma do their thing, and they obviously came in years after, so how is there a version of her even out for the clown guy to become enraptured with if she's been trapped in all this time?
Yeah, basically. Alright.
Interestingly enough, the form he takes is that of a queen, so I guess that's to reflect on his love that he's afraid of being rejected by.
Yeah, remember, Cassandra is the queen of the parade, apparently.
So he turns into his waifu.
A monstrous version of her, yeah.
Don't you see? If you can't have your waifu, become your waifu. It's that simple.
Sounds like an anime.
Oh, by the way, this is
this
is something that that I did notice.
Oh, right! I almost forgot. Go on.
Well, or rather, something I did not notice until later after I finished the game. But if you keep switching outfits over and over, it gives, thanks to the temporary invincibility, you can basically avoid most obstacles, if not all.
It's amazing.
Unfortunately, I only realized that after the fact. Yeah, yes, Dwips?
No, just saying,
But yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
To be honest, Trevor, I'm surprised there hasn't been an isekai about what you just mentioned earlier. Someone's playing a video game and really loves a certain character, but they end up getting sent to that world, and
Dwibs, there is one.
There is one where that's happening.
It's called the Super Mario Brothers OVA. I'm not joking.
That technically is an isekai, my god.
Yeah, because it opens up with Mario playing a video game, and then Peach escapes to the real world and gets sucked into back into the video game.
Oh, guys, it's time for a dance sequence.
Brilliant.
Oh, I thought he lost his eyes for a second there.
Look, now we can be together and dance our hearts out to our lover's content. Now, my love, shall we dance?
They're like 5 years older than me.
This dance is like the dance isn't even. It's not like it's even.
God, they literally clipped into each other with that dance.
It's not like this is even interpretive dance. Like seriously, there's literally no reason. Okay, I get it. This is the theme of the one of the themes of this game is musical theater. I get that, but there's no reason for it though. It's just put in here because.
I think the problem is this is one of the only cases of actual musical theater we get, when it should be more of a running theme. Okay, yes, technically the NPCs do dance in the background, but who's to say that's about a musical theater? We've seen Mario games do that anyway. Alright. So, what's he gonna do?
He's gonna finally confess his love to Cassandra.
By taking off his mask.
Honestly, I wish I was watching Bad Boys right now, for life specifically.
And that's it.
Thank
thus-
God she didn't.
and then they were stuck that way forever.
Okay, and they're seriously doing that thing where everyone else is just a toy peg, even though other cutscenes have other humans just shown as humans. So I don't know what's going on.
Nobody knows.
Consistency.
This
What's
was
that?
hours before opening.
Why would they put pegs there?
Just as a stand-in.
Brilliant.
But they forgot
Look,
to
Moving
put
on.
it back.
the head of this amusement park is a weirdo.
Clearly.
Everything in this game's a weirdo.
Alright, everybody, tune in for the next part.
Yes. See you then.
Bye then.